Okay, if it's Wednesday at 3 o'clock Eastern Time, that can mean just one thing. It's time for the goRIA live stream. I'm Chuck Phillip. And as I like to do on these Wednesday afternoons, is put a little spotlight on what is new on www.goRIA.com. Now, what's new today is we just dropped our most recent podcast and really had the pleasure of speaking with Shelby Nicholl, who a lot of you will know because she is doing a great job putting out content on all the socials. She is the founder of Muriel Consulting, he tried to say. And I'm going to give a little clip in just a moment, as I like to do, a little teaser, if you will. But the podcast is front and center. If you go to goRIA.com, it's the first one on the list. And what Shelby and I talked about are some of the hurdles that advisors face, some real, perhaps some perceived as well, when they're going RIA or going independent. So she's been kind of a 25-year veteran herself in the financial services industry, mainly in corporate side, broker-dealers and things of this nature. But she herself recently broke away. She's not an advisor, she's a consultant, but she broke away from that side of the business, and now she's helping advisors do the same. Here's a little taste of what we talked about. May have for going RIA. Maybe you could start us off with that, Shelby, and what is some of the advice that you have for those types of advisors?
Oh, sure. First of all, I also want to just say I've been in this industry for most of my career. And after about 25 years in the corporate ranks, I was inside of two broker dealers most recently. I found myself feeling pretty burned out and a little bit stifled. And just like many advisors kind of in the wirehouse and in the regional firms, I felt like I was wearing an ill-fitting suit. And so I broke free of the corporate constraints, and now I help financial advisors do the same. When it comes to advisors really breaking out of that kind of captive wirehouse and regional firms, there's a lot of hurdles that they feel and challenges that they see. Fidelity did some research in 2023 on this and looked at the concerns of advisors when they're moving to independence. And they identified three concerns: fear of the unknown, client attrition, and the time that is spent transitioning versus managing the practice and client relationships. In my practice, I see three real hurdles too, and a lot of it comes into that fear of the unknown. But it's mindset. Is your book ready? So book readiness, which gets into that client attrition issue that Fidelity saw, and then concern over what I call solvable challenges.
Okay, a lot to unpack there.
I
Where do you want
know,
to start?
right? Well, let's start with mindset, right? Because I think that's like the center of all of it, right? And in mindset, what I see is that many advisors are relying on the brand of the firm versus the brand of themselves when they've been talking with and developing their book of business. And if that feels true to someone,
as you can see, we had a really good time having this chat. Really, one of my favorite topics is talking about what advisors should be thinking about even before they make the move, right? Should they make the move? Of course, that's probably number one. Once you've decided you want to make the move to independence, I think Shelby gives a lot of great information, very actionable, very detail-oriented on the steps you want to take to really make sure you have a smooth transition. So if you are an advisor looking to go RIA, which probably you are if you're listening to this live stream, I really recommend this particular episode. Again, it's up there right now on goRIA.com. That's it for today. So on behalf of goRIA, fueled by Investment News, I'm Chuck Phillip, and I'll see you next Wednesday, 3 o'clock Eastern Time. Thanks for joining us. Take care.